So hi fellows, welcome to the part 6 of the tutorial series. So this is about adding components to React. So if you saw the previous tutorial, we understood what React is and added a simple component to understand what components are. But now let's add the components specific to our flashcard application. So before getting into that, let's look into what bootstrapping is. You all must be aware of Twitter Bootstrap. So we don't generally write the CSS files nowadays because Bootstrap, we have Bootstrap CDN, we have Material UI. So here I'll be using Bootstrap CDN. So before we get into that, Bower. So Bower is a package manager for the web. So it can manage components like HTML, CSS, JavaScript for you, fonts, images. So you can install Bower using again npm install bower --save, and it will download all the bootstrap code, your JavaScript jQuery code onto a local folder in your app repository. So I'll be using the Bootstrap CDN for now. So I provided the link here. So this is Bootstrap CDN. Oh, my internet seems to be a little slow. Let me reload it. Okay, here it is. So you see complete CSS. If you go down, it tells what code to add for a pug file. Just copy it, go to my Visual Studio code and I add it as a link over here. Enter, Control V. That's it. So now I can use all the Bootstrap classes available for me. Now let's add two components. This component folder in dev.js folder is empty right now. So let's add a footer component and a navbar component. So go back to my readme and this is my footer component. So I just copy this code. I'll explain it to you very shortly. So I go to components, I create a new file within components and call it footer.js and I paste my code here. I save it. So what this file is doing is I'm importing React from React. I'm creating a class footer which extends the react.component class. I didn't save my index.pug file. And I'm returning an HTML code here. All that I'm saying is that these classes are basically the Bootstrap classes. So I'm putting it in a footer tag because I want my footer component to come in the very bottom of the page. I'm adding a container class. Within that I'm putting a few informations like it is my GitHub source code link, my YouTube channel link, like this is my GitHub source code link, this is my YouTube channel link, and I'm dividing into rows. So a rows means on the first 5, so a row is generally composed of 12 units. The first 5 units, it will be about my GitHub source code link. The remaining 7 units will be about my YouTube channel link. So this is my component. Now I need to add it into my main class, main JavaScript file. So I remove this now. I don't want hi from, okay, let it be over here. So I'll just to include a component, I just need to write the class name, but I copy the class name. So get back to footer.js, the class name was footer. So this is my React component. Control V. Oh, sorry, I didn't copy it actually. Control Z, Control C, Control V, and I end it just like any other HTML tag. But if you remember, right now in the last tutorial I talked about the first argument should only pass one parent HTML tag, and here I have 2. So you see there's an error over here. So I put them all, enclose them all in a div tag. Div. Cool. I close the div tag. I copy these 2 lines, in fact cut these 2 lines, and I paste it here. Quite presentable. So now I defined a component footer.js. I have put it in footer. But is this footer? In footer.js, if I go back here, I forgot to copy this line. I need to export this class so that it's available for my app.js. Now I'll import footer, the class name from where? From ./components/footer.js. So now footer component is available in my app.js file. So the webpack will make sure that it compiles the code, portals in bundle.min.js, and index.pug is already including my bundle.min.js. So if my so you see the Nodemon is continuously monitoring my changes in my source code. Webpack is working here. I go back to my Hackavan localhost 3000 and if I refresh it, I should see a footer component in the very bottom. Let's refresh it if everything is right. Yes, it works. So this is my footer. You may view the source code over here. So this is a link for my source code. YouTube subscribers. So this is the link for the channel. This is the entire link. This is the playlist. So if you go here, you see ReactJS. I'm making the entire playlist over here right now. You can also subscribe the channel and like the videos if you want to. Okay, but that's up to you. So we added a component in footer. Now let's add a component named for the navigation bar. So Navbar. So I copy the Navbar code. I go back here. Similarly, I create a new file named navbar.js. I go to that file. I paste it. It's again the same. I'm creating a component class Navbar which extends the React.component, and I'm just telling it that here in H4 tags just write down flashcard application. I'm exporting my Navbar. I go back to my app.js. Similarly, like I imported footer, I'll import Navbar. So let's copy the class name from here. It's Navbar. I go to app.js, import Navbar from ./components/Navbar. Then in my div tag, I can just include it by typing Navbar/. Save it. Now if I go here to Hackavan and I refresh it, I see a Navbar here with flashcard application written. So we created two components. We included it in our main file, and we edited the app.js to include those two components, Navbar and footer, and this was our end result. So this was a step towards our flashcard application where we created components and included them in our main application. So in the coming tutorials, now we'll remove this hi from React Hackavan and create a component for us to actually create a flashcard, store the flashcard, and display the flashcard. So let's start it in a new tutorial. See you guys.